going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is, actually it's Friday night in the US, might be Sunday morning for you now. So this is the second video we are making today. Why am I making a second video today? Well, would you be able to pass up this amazing opportunity to talk about what is going on today in the markets, guys? Who out there is having a great day today? So, all right, so this morning when I put my video out, Bitcoin was way down here. We were just trying to see if we could break that sort of 7.7K level that we were looking at. I put the video out and, well, I don't have to tell you what we did. We absolutely skyrocketed. We were up like 20% or something at one point. Such an incredible pump by Bitcoin. But the big question that I really want to talk about right now is, was that pump legitimate? Was it manipulated? Did we get the volume that we needed? Are we finally out of the woods? And what is next? And that is what I want to talk about today. Not to mention, I do have a few other cool things that came out. For example, you do have the number of Americans pretty much doubled over the past year owning cryptocurrencies. We also have Republican Representative Patrick McHenry. He's pretty excited about Bitcoin, and Vitalik said you should not worry about all this quantum crap. That doesn't matter. But we need to talk about price because, look, Bitcoin's trying to push up as we speak. Am I going to have to make a third video today, guys?
Settle down, baby.
All right, well, calm down. If that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, well, we do this every single day, and you're probably missing out at this point. Also, don't forget, we do a Ledger Nano S giveaway every single Monday. All you got to do is drop a comment on literally any video. Before I get into the video super quick, there actually is this phishing scam going around. Speaking of the Ledger, it says that there's like a security vulnerability, and you have to basically, no. Guys, this is a scam. If you got this, don't listen to it. This guy down here says not phishing. It's a virus that sends seed data to a Telegram channel. So I don't know. Long story short, if your money, if your crypto is on your ledger, it is safe. This is a scam. Okay, moving on. Oh my goodness, Bitcoin dominance is at 666. Okay, let's give it a quick refresh live. What are we at? Okay, 667. So guys, Bitcoin dominance is absolutely skyrocketing right now. You could see Bitcoin up 15.48% as we speak right now. V Systems 36, Chili's 27, Bytem 23, Bitcoin SV 21, Bitcoin Cash 19. A lot of Bitcoins pumping today. So yeah, that's the situation. It was pretty much a good day all around. And you know what made me the most happy about today was we finally had that volume. Look at that, almost 1 billion on the real and 1.3 from Tether. So where was this money coming from? Was this new money coming into the system, or was this just, money basically just being recycled? Well, actually, if we come over here and have a look at the money flow in the past 24 hours and we highlight the US dollar, you can actually see 639.5 million. Now, keep in mind, we've been sort of hovering around that 250 to 400. So this is a legitimate increase. This is new money entering the system. Where is it coming from? Well, I don't know, but there was another 10.5 million minted at Tether, literally just a couple minutes ago at the time, of making this video, and backed finally, well, actually put in a new all-time high. You can see right here, 1,161 contracts. So people are interested. So for everyone who said, the institutional, it was a flop, well, I guess it just had a little bit of a rough start. I'll admit, I was a little hard on you, Backed. I was a little hard on you at first, but it does look like people are getting excited, and obviously the longs are up today. Not surprised. You can see right here, like I said this morning, we basically came down. We hit those we were basically squeezing tighter and tighter. We had this resistance, this support, this major resistance, and boom, we absolutely blasted off. Let's see what this reached from bottom to peak, actually, on over here on, what is this, BitMEX. 17.56%. Okay, so it wasn't 20%. It wasn't that much. Felt like 20% though. So what were we talking about for the past week on this channel? We were looking at the Bitcoin dominance, and I was saying that we're starting to have this descending wedge looking like it's getting to the end. Now, the last time we had this big one, if you've been following the channel, that was the start of the major rally on April 1st, right? Then we had this other one right here, boom. We had this other one, boom. And finally, I think we can agree, we're breaking out right now. I mean, this candle is, there's no wick on this candle right now. So we are pushing hardcore Bitcoin dominance, 69% right now, according to TradingView. And you can see that this was definitely a pretty legitimate move. And like I said, the volume certainly came in. Now you can see right here, we hit that sort of 7.424 kind of support, right? We bounced. Now I was looking to get above that 7.7 level. We obviously sliced through it like butter, okay? And you can see we had the massive VPVR around that 7.946. Not a problem smashing through that either, but currently we are being kind of held down by that 8.7, 8.8K level we've been talking about, the one that Josh Rager pointed out. That's sort of where the VPVR drops off. But what's interesting is if we were to get above that and then obviously get above the 200 daily, yeah, I mean, you might see Bitcoin potentially skyrocket to about $9,484. Not saying that we're going to, but keep in mind that at the time of making this video right now, all of this happened while the East was asleep. You know, this pump started at around 6 a.m. my time over here in the US. That's 6 p.m., you know, their time roughly. So now that it's, you know, later on in the night, they're starting to wake up. So I'm very curious to see how are they going to respond to this? Are they going to dump it or are they going to pump it? Because keep in mind, this all basically happened for the most part during the open hours of the CME futures, with the exception of this very, very small 4-hour gap. But we pretty much talked about that, right? 4 hours don't seem to matter. So having a look basically, oh, and you can see the blue line, we are finally back above the 100 weekly, which is good. So I basically just wanted to talk about the key levels really quick, what I'm looking at right here. Now, as you can see, we were clearly stomped out. I do believe this $8,824 level where we did have this wick back here on October 11th to be a pretty significant short-term level to get above. Don't forget, we do have this purple line, which is the 200 daily, which is sitting at $8,901. And it looks like it also wants to intersect with the massive, and this is the most important resistance, is this downwards resistance in the sort of descending wedge. And the reason for that, if I actually, you know, if I zoom out right here, that is because that is the resistance that we have from still, you know, it's still lingering resistance from that triangle that we had before. So the levels that I'm looking at right now that I just want to maintain above essentially short term is this $8,391 level. You can see where we had the intersection of the support and the resistance. And then obviously the one way down here around 7,700. Now, I don't think that we're probably going to dump down to either one. I do think for short term, we're probably going to maintain above this. If we do fall below the $8,386 level, you can kind of see there's sort of this area right around that 8,000 psychological level where we probably will also find some support. But like I said, guys, I mean, even putting on this, you know, this volume over here, I mean, you can't deny that volume. I mean, that volume, look at that volume. I mean, that's incredible, guys. That was real demand from real people for Bitcoin. So I think that was pretty insane. That's what we were looking for. And honestly, like Cantor and Clark said, back-to-back 4-hour candles at 1 billion plus. The first had some ridiculously large orders, aggressively buying, breakout buys and liquidations. Get on the other side of fear equals crush it. For most of you, you probably don't know what this means. Essentially, seller exhaustion and buyer pressure. Okay, the bulls said, screw this. We've had enough. We're down 47%. This is enough. Enough is enough, right? How far are you going to short this thing, right? So that is the situation. Now, are we out of the woods just yet? Well, clearly, it's funny because even after that crazy move, you want to, you know, let me just get all these lines out of here. You want to be bullish, but essentially we need to still get above this 200 daily right here. So believe it or not, we're not above the purple line just yet. So I don't want to jump the gun. We get above it. Then that puts us back into bull mode territory. And then obviously we need to put in something of a short-term higher high. So, I mean, higher high essentially. So I'm looking at this wick here around 10,945. Don't forget, we also do have the other CME's futures gap way up there. But yeah, you know, once you actually put that in, then you'll actually start to have the market going the other way. And I would be a lot more confident. But also, hey, altcoins broke out as well, so it looks like it's a good day all around. Now, talking about some positive news, Eric Crown, buddy, what's going on? What's going on, buddy? So the number of Americans who own cryptocurrencies has doubled this year from 7.95 to about 14.4. According to the survey, the average amount of totally owned crypto by Americans is about $5,447. So that's the average crypto that these people are owning. However, as nearly as 3/4 of the respondents actually held less than this amount, the medium amount, the value separating the higher part of the cryptocurrency owned by US people, stands at around 360. But you know what this tells me? If the average is owning around $5,447 and one Bitcoin is currently $8,687, Well, then that tells me that most people still don't own one Bitcoin, which means if you actually own one Bitcoin, well, I think you already know how I feel about that. You're definitely going to be one of the lucky ones, although why luck, right? I mean, we stuck it out, right? We stuck it out when nobody else believed. So anyway, talking about Republican Representative Patrick McHenry from North Carolina, he shared his thoughts on Bitcoin this week during an interview on Laura Shin's Unchained podcast. And essentially, he said that a digital dollar would be a reasonable next step for the Federal Reserve to take in the face of the increasing prevalence of digital payment systems around the world. But despite his desire for a virtual digital dollar, McHenry reiterated his belief that Bitcoin would still have a role to play in a world where fiat currencies become digitalized. I really do personally also believe it's going to be gold 2.0, digital gold. I think we're going to have a digital environment. We're going to have digital assets, right? I mean, everything's on the internet, right? There's code basically surrounding us. And, yeah, so he says, I think when you're talking about a truly decentralized long-term store of value and a belief in a system, not a belief in a government or government's entities, I think true cryptocurrency has enormous value separate and aside from digitized fiat currencies. And this is a totally random side note, but has anybody seen that show Explained on Netflix yet? It's really cool. I've actually been watching it because what got me interested was they had an episode on cryptocurrencies, but then they also have like an episode on billionaires and the stock market, and it just kind of like got me thinking about the whole picture. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's a really cool series on Netflix called Explained, and there's some pretty interesting ones in there. It's very random. They do different ones. That's not like a plug or anything. I was just watching it, so wanted to kind of share. But also, there's been a lot of fear, a lot of FUD, right, about quantum computing, and can it rip apart the blockchain and steal all your money and solve your private keys? Well, Vitalik Buterin in this interview right here, which you're more than welcome to check out, I will drop below. I loved his answer. He likened what Google has achieved to the advent of the hydrogen bomb 70 years ago, while noting that we still haven't figured out nuclear fission as an everyday power source. He said it proves the ability to make a big boom exists. What it does not prove is the ability to harness that big boom to create things that are useful. So I actually like that. Good point, Vitalik. Also just wanted to point out that blockchain.com has invested in Enjin blockchain, and basically down here it says, according to a separate release from blockchain.com breaking down why, they basically said that in their eyes it fits the bill quite well of a power. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm reading this totally wrong. The fund's premise is to power the next wave of blockchain innovation by investing in and supporting great teams using blockchain technology to provide utility to consumers or businesses. So there you go. Wow. But anyway, that is a partnership. And I want to end on what I think to be some of the coolest news, and then I'm going to get on out of here today, is Andrew Yang's super PAC will accept Lightning-powered Bitcoin donations. So roughly about a dozen Bitcoiners who support Andrew Yang have launched a crypto-friendly super PAC on Thursday. Thanks to the PAC's payment processor, OpenNode, the entity will be able to accept payments from Lightning wallets. So you can essentially donate to Andrew Yang using Lightning. I think that's pretty damn cool. Humanity FWD will only accept Bitcoin, or it stands for Humanity Forward Fund, okay? Donations for the first 21 days, according to the founder, Seth Cohen. After that, fiat donations will also be accepted. He said that the group hasn't decided whether the PAC will hold Bitcoin or immediately convert to fiat. Although given Bitcoin's current pumpening, as you might say, maybe you might want to hold on to it, but probably the responsible thing to do is probably to convert, right? So that being said, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. I had to make a second video today, and I threw a little bit of news into. Why not? Yes, I'll also be making a video tomorrow, but I figured, man, I feel like I didn't really get a chance to talk about it because I put my video out and then it just kept pumping. So that being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. If you're not having a great day today, you're probably just one of those unpleasable people. Or maybe not. I don't know. But that being said, guys, that's it for me today. I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You are the reason that I do this every single day. And obviously, guys, if you are out there leverage trading, do be safe out there. If you got in this morning, wow, amazing trade. So if you guys don't know how to use Bybit, I will drop the tutorial above. But that being